I'm gonna do FaZe. Yeah. Okay.
Uploaded their first video to YouTube, the world. On the day that FaZe Clan uploaded their first video to YouTube, the world was a completely different place than today. I mean, Instagram didn't.
2010, October 6, 2010. There's no way. Faith, that was the year you were born. That's crazy. I didn't think FaZe went back that long ago. I didn't think that at all. That's crazy.
Exist. Minecraft hadn't officially released, and Drake was yet to drop his debut album.
Hey, what's up? It's FaZe Temper.
For over 15 years, FaZe Clan has constantly sat at the top of the internet's food chain like some sort of unkillable
That's
giant.
facts.
FaZe Clan.
That's the new FaZe Clan. That's my FaZe Clan.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
That's facts.
Over the course of just 72 hours, every member left the org.
I officially left FaZe Clan.
A 15-year dynasty ended.
FaZe Clan ended. It's gone.
And down went Goliath.
I remember when the first FaZe Clan ended. I think I had only just got into watching the first FaZe Clan, and then I probably like a week later they had broken up. Like right after I had watched like maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 FaZe Clan videos from the old FaZe Clan, and they broke up. And I was like, bruh, I barely got to watch Jack. But then the new FaZe Clan, I actually like those people better. Well, it's because probably I watch more videos. But genuinely, the new FaZe Clan is maybe
Kill
better.
the unkillable.
I think it is actually.
Where's the
I'm not
money?
gonna lie.
Where is it?
Is it greed?
I don't really know what's going on.
How does the biggest org in the world get replaced by a talent agency?
I decided to leave DraftKings to launch Hardscope.
When it comes to FaZe Clan, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, you're talking about 15 years of problems building up until its final death. So before we really dive into the good stuff, we need to get everybody on the same page, at least on the important stuff. But don't worry, we're gonna speedrun it. Ready? On a macro level, you have 2 eras of FaZe. There's OG FaZe and there's new FaZe. When it comes to OG FaZe, there's 4 names that matter the most: Apex, Temper, Rain, and Banks. They're the founding fathers.
The
They
only
took FaZe
person
from
I
the clan's
remember
hiding
from the first one is Banks and Adapt. That's it.
duty lobbies to one of the biggest names on the
Like I
internet.
barely watched anyone else.
Together, they built one of the earliest blueprints for social media, pioneering things like
But
content
2010 is
houses
crazy.
and paving
I
the way
never
for
knew
the
that.
next generation of creators. OG FaZe reached the heights that it did because of how genuine it was. When they first started this whole thing, being an influencer wasn't even a thing, and neither was the money that came with it. But
That's
as
right,
the
because I'm
internet
like
changed,
IRL streams didn't become popular until like recently, like 2020, 2022, or like 2023.
OG FaZe died alongside it. As social media became a business, a crippling domino effect started.
This guy got introduced by somebody that everyone really trusted.
The founders brought someone in to help them grow as an actual company.
Seb came in and immediately started divide and conquer.
That original CEO brought in more people, brought in investors until eventually it was too late.
I literally heard with my own ears, people that got hired within a month or 2 saying, we don't need the founders.
The founders were essentially stripped out of their own company, and the friendship
That's
that FaZe
crazy.
was built on was shattered because of it. The corporate leaders took FaZe public, and it started out hot with a billion-dollar valuation.
And you know,
Never heard of these people until
But
like
within a
last
year,
year.
the stock
I
plummeted.
mean, the new
company was
FaZe
on the verge
just
of being delisted, and
they just
bankruptcy
make it
was
more
right around the corner.
popular.
While that
It
sounds
makes it
horrible,
way more
was
known.
actually the best case scenario for FaZe. This was the brand's second chance. The company was run into the ground because the people running it didn't understand it. This rock bottom was the birth of new FaZe. To fix the problems behind the crash, a company called GameSquare acquired FaZe and put the people who knew it best back into leadership roles. The founders were back driving the ship.
Because we're taking this back,
Yeah.
and we're running it the up, and your boys got plans.
For the past 2 years, we've
Banks.
watched as FaZe Clan return to its former glory, dominating the
Yeah.
internet as a group of friends who really seem to be having fun making
Yo,
content.
that's
Or
my
at least
FaZe Clan right there.
Because we've now, for the second time, seen FaZe Clan crash and burn. Except this time, I don't really think it's getting back up.
Oh yeah, FaZe Clan is done now.
sad,
FaZe
bro.
Clan is actually done now, bro. I don't know what happened, but when that tweet came out that everyone was leaving FaZe Clan, I was like, bro, what is happening, bro? This is the second time this has happened. I'm all like, bro, what is going on with FaZe right now? But now I don't really care anymore because we got the core guys. The core guys are basically like new FaZe, you could say. So I'm not that mad about it.
Because this really did mean something to me, bro.
So how does that happen? How do you get a second chance, do everything right, and still end up here? Well, what I've come to realize is that the revival of FaZe didn't play out quite how it was marketed. And to best explain it, we've got to start back at the blank slate, just a few months before the GameSquare acquisition.
This puppy is crashing harder than DB Cooper when he jumped out of that airplane. A 95.8% decrease. It is disastrous.
So early 2023, FaZe's stock is in a freefall. Mass layoffs are happening left and right, and all of the FaZe members are publicly trashing the leadership.
It's such a privilege to be in FaZe, right?
It's a mess. The board finally realizes it's over. They're bleeding money, they've got no plan to turn it around, and no investment bank wants to touch
Negative.
it. So
They've
got no plan to turn it around.
Negative $756,000 a month. I didn't think they were at a profit deficit. I thought that they just like randomly just broke up FaZe. I never knew the actual reason. That's crazy.
And no investment bank wants to touch them. So they do the only thing left. They start shopping the company around. Basically looking for someone willing to make FaZe their problem.
I don't know how long it was until the GameSquare stuff started, but I think for the first time in a long time, us four founders kind of were talking, you know, actively.
So at that time, I sure remember even Banks posting a picture of us four saying up to something. And it was like us four outside of like a mirror. There was like an elevator.
Nothing's in stone yet. You know, we're still figuring things out, but I pray and I hope that things do. And I just genuinely believe they are. Even if things go south, as long as we're unified and we're all on the same side, I think in the end of the day, we'll win. I just genuinely do. I don't know what it is.
Nope.
It's just something telling me, my soul is telling me everything's going to work out. I believe it.
Nope.
After we met as a group of four for all these months trying to figure out what to do next, decisions were made, things happened, and then really, you know, Banks took the reins, and then it was kind of like just a big show at that point. And I'm not necessarily saying that in a good or bad way. I'm just saying that's what happened.
The founders got together and came up with a plan to take FaZe back. They worked together to write a term sheet and pitched it to the board. Ultimately, the board said no, and the conversation shifted to an offer from GameSquare.
And I blessed GameSquare coming in and buying it because Kenna came to me before there was any purchase made and said the only way that we're going to do this is if you're the guy who's going to run it.
On paper, the deal looked simple enough. GameSquare would buy FaZe Clan for $14 million in an all-stock transaction. They'd bring the founders back, put them in leadership roles, and let them actually run the company. The board approved it, 3 founders signed it, 1 didn't. Now, building a business on social media is harder than most people think. I mean, growing a following is one thing, but actually making money from it is a totally different beast. That's where WAP comes in.
WAP is an internet market designed to run every part of your online business.
I can see the ad coming.
It, or were you just like tapped out?
The new streamers, the new guys?
Like corporate coming back in and FaZe being...
Corporate coming back in, 1,000,000% against the corporate shit. The new guys I was not against.
Once the acquisition was announced, the PR-loaded articles started rolling out. Apex, Temper, and Banks working together to revive the brand.
They gave us a chance to revive the brand.
How did they fail?
Like 100,000%.
This is going to be a movie, and I plan to make everybody who thought they caught a bag and caught a lick on your boy look like a retard and feel dumb.
Behind the scenes, GameSquare made a move that would change everything. They took FaZe Clan and split it in 2. Esports and social media. For years, those ran under one roof. Now they were separate entities. Esports stayed under the original legal structure, but the content side, the streamers, the houses, the whole culture of FaZe, fell under a brand new company called FaZe Media. When does Matt Kalish come into the picture?
Literally, I don't know. They are both from Lowell, Massachusetts. They met somehow. They bonded over CryptoPunks. Next thing I know, he's investing $11 million into FaZe Media.
Days after the acquisition finalized, GameSquare sold 49% of FaZe Media to Matt Kalish, the co-founder of DraftKings, for $11 million.
That whole structure of how that went down, I was not informed. I was in the picture. if you go look at the picture of the article, I was standing in the picture. But did I know anything about that article or the detail that was happening? No, not at all.
By late April, the revival began rolling out. FaZe wiped most of their roster clean, leaving just a handful of OGs. Then they announced the new roster, a group of streamers that weren't as well known online.
These are the GOATs,
then
bro.
They announced the new roster, a group of streamers that weren't...
They really did revive, though. They really did revive FaZe, bro.
...as well known online.
Richard, hey, let's have a chat. You dropped the roster, bud. I think you also dropped the ball.
The internet was quick to voice their opinions, but Banks had a vision and he was sticking to it.
I can't apologize.
No, I remember people did start hating at first. people did start hating on the reboot at first, bro. But then everyone acted like they loved it after like a couple months.
What feels right. I can't apologize for wanting this to be fun again. I can't apologize for trying to do right by the brand. If it was the right decision to step away or get out of the way, I would do that in 2 seconds because I'm indebted to FaZe Clan. I've seen FaZe be mismanaged and abused and the life sucked out of it for so long that like all I want to do is I want to see the brand run and win and thrive because it deserves to.
He knew if you take a group of guys, throw them into an environment where everything is carefree,
Why is
let
Clicks
them have...
there?
Deserves to.
He knew if you take a group of guys, throw them into an environment where
Clicks
everything
just
is
there,
carefree, let them have fun, and capture it on camera, it works. It's the same strategy from the FaZe New York house. He was just trying to recreate that. With that $11 million from
Fire.
Kalish, FaZe created the perfect environment. They rented an LA mansion, paid for content ideas, hired an entire support staff, removed any stress about money or bills, and just let the streamers make the best content possible. By the end of 2024, it had worked. The new FaZe roster had taken over the internet. Their clips flooded TikTok. Their streams became some of the
Their
biggest on the
100K
platform.
sub
They all
streams,
set
bro.
new peaks, breaking
W
viewership,
streams.
subscriber records. At the Streamer Awards, FaZe Clan was named the best content org. Banks' vision was proven right.
You guys have heard the story a million times. I guess I can run it through one more time. We got stolen from us, me and my boys. Shout out Tommy, Rain, Apex. Got it back. Did the only thing that there was to really do, which was wipe the slate clean, hit the reset button, give the fresh start. People told us we were dumb. People told me I was ruining FaZe. People asked me, who the is Lacey? Who the is Black Boy Max,
Bro.
Stable Ronaldo? Who the is Silky? I guess now they know. Damn!
W Aura.
My worst year turned into my best. I ended up peaking at new levels that I never thought I could hit. You know, I met all my friends here that I like to call family, and I retired my mom this year.
W wrong.
This year has been crazy. Y'all changed my life. Obviously, this is fire. This is fire. We going for more awards next year for sure.
But as 2025 came into the picture, things started to shift. And to understand why, we need to talk about money. Specifically who owned what and who was left holding the bag. When GameSquare formed FaZe Media, it started as a textbook 51-49 split. GameSquare moved all of FaZe's IP, logos, and trademarks into this new entity and kept 51% control. Matt Kalish invested $11 million for the other 49%. That cash went straight into FaZe Media's bank account, funding the houses, the staff, the whole revival. Simple enough. But then in June 2024, a third player entered the game. Banks wanted his piece, so he took out a $9.5 million loan from Matt Kalish, then used it to buy out exactly half of GameSquare's stake, making him a 25.5% owner of the company.
Diamond hands by GameSquare. But if Banks has been involved in this process since day one and gave GameSquare the blessing to buy the entirety of FaZe Clan, as he has said, how the did he end up letting them sell an eighth of the business back to him for basically $10 million when they bought the entire thing for 14? Like, why give GameSquare your blessing to then turn around and buy an eighth of the company?
Well, I think the most obvious answer is the correct one here, where it wasn't planned and things just started happening and you took advantage of it as things popped up.
Here's the thing. Unlike Kalish's original $11 million, which went into building FaZe Media, Banks' $9.5 million didn't help the brand at all. So that money went straight to GameSquare's corporate balance sheet. GameSquare got paid, and they were willing to sell because they'd already gotten what they wanted. Listen to the CEO of GameSquare say it himself.
I'm trying to get it right now, but I do get it.
FaZe Esports and FaZe Media. The
I
FaZe
like
Media side of it
saying
was an
like
asset
Banks
that we
bought
had
it
to
for
clean up,
less
but
than
for us,
he sold
in
it
the public
for.
company environment, our focus was on FaZe Esports. Gives us real reach with audience. FaZe Esports is profitable, it's growing. You know, FaZe Media is still in a bit of a rebuild, it's burning a bit of cash, so...
The media side, the streamers, the content, was just an add-on they were happy to offload. They got the esports teams they actually wanted, plus $9.5 million in cash for selling half of something they considered a bonus. But GameSquare got paid twice. In November of 2024, they entered into a $10 million convertible note transaction with Matt Kalish. To translate, Matt Kalish gave them another $10 million in cash to pay off some other random debt, and in return, he could either take shares in GameSquare itself or claim their remaining 25.5% stake in FaZe Media. By April 1st, 2025, the deal closed. GameSquare's remaining equity was transferred to Matt Kalish, making him the single largest shareholder of FaZe Media with 75.5% ownership.
Founder of DraftKings is Matt Kalish, who is on the board at FaZe.
So, to recap, GameSquare bought FaZe Clan for $14 million in stock, then sold half of the company back to Banks and Kalish for $20 million in cash, and still got to keep the part of the company they actually wanted, the esports teams. Meanwhile, Matt Kalish had poured over $30 million into the revival of FaZe, and once he got majority ownership, he started trying to recoup that money.
Oh, to make it back.
From day one, Banks and Kalish seemed closely aligned.
What's going on, buddy?
Matt, you're on vlog right now.
In August of 2024, Banks said on a podcast that Banks Group owned the majority of FaZe Media.
So FaZe Media is a company that we just set up a couple months back. Banks Group actually owns the majority of it now, 74.5%, I believe is what it is, finally.
And just days after Kalish received GameSquare's 25.5%,
74.5%.
Banks tweeted out that he owned 100%
That
of
half
FaZe Media,
makes a
which
difference.
I'm pointing
It
out
makes a
because he's
difference.
essentially framing the two of them as just one entity, almost like they're inseparable. By May 2025, conversations about restructuring FaZe started happening. At this point, money was flowing one way. FaZe funded talent, covering 6 figures per month.
And them here just like not worrying about any of this either. Everyone in the FaZe house just like not worried about any of it. Just letting Banks take over, bro.
Costs,
just let Banks
staff,
take care of
food,
it.
But wasn't seeing anything really come back.
How does the business of FaZe work now? Like, who owns FaZe?
Obviously, we don't own
Oh, wait, maybe they
a
know.
crazy amount because we're not the ones who put up millions of dollars a month to do the house, $1 million for employees, for content, or whatever.
They'd signed sponsorship deals with G Fuel and 4Loco worth millions, but millions go quick when you're bankrolling an entire content operation. Leadership started negotiating a revenue split with talent. Rumors online speculated 80-20. Talent keeps 80%, and FaZe takes 20% of everything. Twitch revenue, YouTube ad money, sponsorships, the whole works.
They were supposed to sign a contract where they would be giving up 20% of their income to join FaZe.
I'm gonna be honest, you guys freaking out about 20%? That is not crazy. 20%? That's like a market rate.
Initially, not much came from these early talks. FaZe kept paying rent, covering content costs. Meanwhile, the talent kept growing. Stream viewerships rising, subscriber counts climbing. The guys in FaZe were printing money as some of the biggest names on the internet, and FaZe was still paying most of their expenses.
I live in an $80,000 a month house with all of my best friends.
$80,000 a month.
Whenever I want. I get to go live whenever I want, and I get to do whatever I want for free. And then I get to make 100% of the money I make from it.
Exactly. That's why you wouldn't even have to worry about it.
And be blessed.
Then on June 27th, something interesting happened. A trademark was filed for a talent agency called Hardscope. But the funny thing is, it was filed by FaZe Media. By the end of the summer, two things happened. First, after a series of drama that Banks was constantly at the center of, the talent asked him to step down publicly from his role as CEO. Banks doesn't make content, and the backlash from his actions ultimately fell into the talent's chats. They were the ones left answering for it. So, he stepped down.
FaZe Banks stepped down as CEO of FaZe Clan.
Banks had just recently stepped down as CEO.
There's a lot of being handled in the back end that y'all just don't need to know about.
Second, after negotiations continued to escalate, one member decided to leave FaZe entirely.
Yes, I'm leaving FaZe.
I never knew his
say I can't
why.
Fully go into depth why I'm leaving FaZe, but
he never said why. That's why.
Blackboy Max said he wanted to build something that he actually owned and shared concerns over what control talent actually had.
And person who introduced me tells me, according to my assistant and my creative director at the time, who were sitting in on all calls because they're on my team, tell me I have to fire my manager and get rid of him, or I can't be here.
Which is valid, because if FaZe can make the houses, the furniture, and the staff appear, they can also make it disappear. As negotiations continued, Hardscope was going. The agency started hiring employees, started to make a portfolio piece based on the success of FaZe Clan. By mid-November, logos were being finalized. Long-term FaZe employees were being transitioned to the new agency. It was becoming clear that Hardscope was the future of the business for Matt Kalish. Then he made it his full-time focus. Matt Kalish announced that he was stepping down from his role as the president of DraftKings, a company he co-founded 12 years ago and turned into a billion-dollar behemoth.
I decided to leave DraftKings and transition out to do this full-time to launch Hardscope, which is kind of the platform that FaZe operates on. You know, I felt like it was the right time for me to go all in on that, and I'm really excited.
This guy's like 100%
behind the scenes. In his announcement post
bro.
on LinkedIn, he teased what was coming next, a new platform focused on the creator economy. But he closed with something that, in hindsight, sounds a bit eerie. It reads, "While I am keeping the details close to the vest until mid-December, those who know me understand my DraftKings DNA runs deep. In everything we do, we always play to compete fiercely and win." The official launch of Hardscope happened at the Streamer Awards.
Welcome to the 5th annual
Streamer Awards.
There's been 5.
The same night the FaZe Clan hit a new high. The same night multiple FaZe members stapled their names into internet history.
Or 6 now.
The same night FaZe was crowned the best content org for the 2nd year in a row.
And the Streamer Award goes to
FaZe.
FaZe Clan.
Yeah.
Hardscope's launch video ran multiple times throughout the event, broadcasting how they revived FaZe Clan and were now opening their services to creators and brands alike. That's when conversations ended and ultimatums began. Sign a contract or get out.
You know when this started though? We just won a fucking stream org of the year game. That same night went to hell, chat. We didn't even have time to celebrate. That same night, cooked. GG.
That's when they decided to like
for 2 years, bro. Back-to-back orgs of the year. Like the guys were crushing it. Everybody was doing their own thing. I just think the infrastructure that was put around FaZe the last 2 years, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how it even led to that. Like things can get so bad that everyone's forced out because of just stupid deals. An org isn't anything without the talent.
The entirety of FaZe, both the streamers who had just joined and those who'd
everybody,
been part of it
bro.
for over a
I remember
decade
like it was like
officially
one
left
at
the
a
org.
time too.
Yo, chat, y'all seen the news?
I was all like, who did it first? I don't even know, but I saw someone do it first. I was like, dang, they left? Why are they leaving everybody? And then an hour later, everybody else tweets that they're leaving too. I was like, bro, what is happening?
I don't want to be cliche. I don't want to drag this, but as you can tell by the title, I left FaZe, and it's really something, like I said, I don't want to be cliche, but something I never really expected to say.
I officially left FaZe Clan.
You know, I decided to leave.
We have decided as a group that obviously it was in our best intention to leave FaZe Clan.
I have officially left FaZe Clan. It is sad, man. It really, really is sad.
No. Their group right now isn't FaZe.
We
It's
got
core.
so close to fixing it,
And it's
we
not
just
really
won org of the
like the
year,
people from FaZe
it's
didn't go to
sad,
core.
bro.
It was just a decision
It
from
is. Even
those
now,
5
talking
people:
about it,
Marlon,
it's sad.
Marlon Adapt, Ron, Lacey, and Jason. All those people just came together. They're all like, let's just start our own org. And literally that's what they did. I mean, they had the money for it. And then there's Kason as well. He's running like, he's not a part of core, but he's there all the time. And Rug, he does collabs with them all the time. Like people, I can see in the future people coming to core along with them. But no, it's not like a transition. It wasn't like, it's not FaZe. It's not FaZe anymore. The FaZe is gone. Basically.
14 years later, that this is how it will be coming to an end, man.
Here's the thing, I don't really think anyone's the villain here. It's hard to blame Matt Kalish for wanting to recoup the $30 million he poured into this thing. And the direction he's taking with Hardscope, it's objectively a more sustainable business model, something they can actually scale in ways a content group never could. As for the talent, if those contracts had been on the table from day one, a lot of them probably would have signed. But you can't expect them to sign now. Not when they're this big. Not when they've seen what happens when someone else controls your brand. Because FaZe proved it. Twice. Social media is a business now, and if you don't own what you build, someone else will decide what happens to it.
This was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I gave up my entire adult life to this. I have never made not one singular dollar outside of my salary via FaZe. Not selling it, not buying it, raising money. Where's the money? I'm this fucking guy who's trying to take everything from everybody. Where is
First
it?
ever live of
Am I
the
millions of
summer.
dollars in debt?
When it comes to Banks and what he owns, things get pretty blurry fast. From the surface, it looks like Hardscope falls under FaZe Media, which would mean that if Banks still owns his shares of FaZe Media, he'd technically be a part owner of this new talent agency. You know, the one that's now the full-time focus of a multi-billionaire with a proven track record of scaling companies to insane heights? Banks has tiptoed around this topic. From what I've seen, he's never publicly said he sold his shares. He's just said that he's not involved in FaZe, but has never spoken a word of Hardscope. But all in all, the real problem with FaZe was never the people. It was always the same impossible question. How do you turn magic into a business without killing the magic?
FaZe Media, Banks, and Kalish still own the IP for FaZe. Can it ever exist again?
You know, while it's in their hands, because they technically own the IP, they could, at this point, you know, Matt Kalish has enough money
I
to
don't
let
think
that die
I
if
don't
he
think
wants to.
Banks will ever make a move anymore. Off of that video where he said he's never made a penny from FaZe out of his salary, it's like, is it even worth? Is it even worth trying to revive it? I feel like that's what his mindset
you know,
would be
and
right
just like
now.
never sell it again. And I don't know. Really, anything could happen.
Would you want to see FaZe revive, come back from the dead once again, even if that meant that you couldn't be a part of it?
I don't envision that it's going to be attempted to be revived, but maybe I'm wrong. I really don't know.
I think everybody's kind of like just defeated at this point. They've given up. Like they've always had a sliver of hope. Maybe even me, like why I still live in LA. Like why the do I still live in LA? Like I've been in this apartment for 5 years. I fucking hate it. Why do I live here? Maybe like the whole time I lived here, like I wanted to move, but there was a sliver of hope. Maybe something will change in FaZe. I want to make sure I'm here for it. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason.
I think part of me needs to just bury it and move on with my life. As hard as it is, like I always love it. I always wish for the logo in the company to be successful. I just don't know what that would mean if it came back again.
The ultimate downfall of FaZe Clan highlights the fundamental problem with the business model behind content groups. We've seen it time and again. They're destined to fail. The only group that has truly stood the test of time is the Sidemen, and the reason why is pretty simple. They own the company themselves. Every member has equal shares and voting power, but most importantly, their friendship is priority number one. And that's what makes FaZe Clan's story so tragic.
That's why I think the next streamer awards, the core group will win Org of the Year. It's not even crazy to say because one, they're already almost at 1 million followers on their org YouTube channel. Two, everyone followed them from FaZe. Like everyone followed from FaZe to core, so that already makes them a big following, and everyone's already following them and stuff. And the only orgs that could compete with them this year would probably be, I wouldn't even say the Clover, what are they called? The Clover Boys or something like that. The Clover Boys are AMP. And it's like the Clover Boys, they've been doing good, but I still don't think that they have a chance. I mean, Rakai gets a lot of hate. Like people don't like Rakai. People don't like Rakai. He's so dumb. No, that is a diss. Hold on. Never mind. Yeah, Rakai, he gets so much hate, but people like Ray and Tylil, maybe, but I feel like Core definitely has a very, very good chance of winning Org of the Year. Because they're just like the Sidemen as well. They run the whole thing by themselves. They don't have a owner of the company. They don't have an owner of the org. It's just them.
Too once, but as the business evolved, it shredded everything that the logo once stood for.
The reason FaZe fell apart is there was no glue in the foundation of our friendship. What makes me sad is like, no way we built something that low-key just changed the internet. It did. And yet we built something so beautiful, yet don't have an unbreakable bond, and it breaks my heart. That alone tells me that there was no saving FaZe, because if the brotherhood wasn't there, FaZe isn't there.
I think as things got bigger, as a lot more people got involved, I think everyone just grew apart and just had different things we focused on outside of FaZe. That's like a normal life thing anyways, you grow apart from people, but throw in all this, and it's just like, you know what really sucked the most was the only time that we would talk was about problems.
In 2021, I actually was dealing with severe financial issues because I paid $1 billion in medical bills. I have insane family expenses, taxes, of course. I was getting rinsed left and right while making no income, and FaZe knew that, and they wanted to give me a lump sum of like, what, $500K that they owed me. And they said, but sign an NDA, we're not paying it. Called my mom. I said, Mom, you're trying to hold this money over my head. I know we need it. I'll sell my cars. I'll sell my jewelry. I'll sell whatever it takes. I'm not doing it. And I love my family because they were proud. Here, not bad.
I do still feel the human emotions of being sad, thinking if I think too deep of it or look back at old videos or whatever, like it gives me a really weird feeling in my stomach.
Okay, my bad. What were you saying?
Yeah, I think we were just talking about
oh, the NDAs and stuff.
Yeah.
Now my bad, because that time is so sensitive for me, bro. Like, because again, one thing I don't like is like I'm the only one that didn't sign the NDA, and like when they were trying to force me to get the money, and they knew everything I was going through. I don't know if Apex did too much, but Tommy and Banks kept saying, I don't see the problem, sign the NDA. What do you want us to do? And it just fucked me up, bro, because they did not see a singular issue with them holding money over my head and saying like, no, sign this NDA or we're not giving you shit.
Yeah, it's not the best, unfortunately, where we're at. Like, are we all ever gonna be in the same room again? No, probably not. Like, I was gonna say maybe when someone dies, but I think even if someone dies, like, I don't know if everybody, like, I can't tell you who would show up and who wouldn't.
Some of us,
that's crazy. That's
tragic.
tragic.
To get it out of our system, bro, because
like basically only being friends
like,
with them for content.
I'll never
that's
get
crazy.
to be a kid again, right? So I'll never get to build my childhood dream as a kid and watch it come to fruition. I'll just never have that again.
You know, I have just a deep love genuinely for like FaZe. Everything to do with FaZe. All the people that were in it, all the people that supported it. It just sucks that most people are gonna remember it for the nastiness that kind of happened. But like people that know, the people that experience that feeling that I'm talking about that I can't put into words. No, and I just love connecting with people that have that same feel. And I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this are those people too. So, you know, I'll be on the internet watching and figuring out where to plug in, like I said. But yeah, nothing much to say. But thank you guys for having me on it, and you know, shout out to everybody that supported FaZe at any point. I appreciate it.
Where is FaZe Banks now? Does he still like? Hold on. Oh my gosh, I can't type. Does he still like do stuff, bro? There's no way. His last YouTube video was 7 years ago. Does he like? Has anyone heard from this guy in ever? That's crazy. Bro was averaging millions of views. Last thing I seen, he was view botting streaming. Bruh. He averaged millions of views every single video. That's crazy.